Hi guys, today we are going to make our little spider Bob. He's a cutie. I am going to make a smaller one, so you're going to need some eyes. And I am going to be using acrylic yarn and a 3.5mm hook. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to make a magic circle with 8 single crochets. Oop. All right. When you got that, when you got the 8 single crochets, you are going to pull your circle tight, and then you are going to slip stitch into the first to close your circle. And that's what it should look like. For the second round, you are going to increase in each stitch around to make 16. So 1, 2, and then in the next stitch, and then you're going to do that all the way around. Alright, and then when you have 16 stitches for the third row, you are going to single crochet, and then in the next stitch you are going to increase. So then you're going to do that times 8, and that's going to give you 24 stitches. Okay. Okay, for the fourth row, we are going to single crochet 4, and then we're going to start making the legs. So you are going to chain 6, and then you're going to work back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets back on the chain. And then when you get back to the front, you are going to slip stitch into that first single crochet so that you don't create a hole. And in the next stitch, you are going to slip stitch and then you are going to repeat this process 3 more times. So single crochet, chain 6, five single crochets, you're going to slip stitch into that first single crochet, and then in the next stitch you're going to slip stitch. Repeat 2 more times. All right. So now you got 4 legs. You are going to single crochet 4, and then you are going to repeat the 4-leg process over here. Oops. Slip stitch. Okay, so now you have 8 legs total. This is the bottom of the spider. So now you are going to go around and you are going to do 24 stitches. You are going to go single crochets, and in the front and in the back of each leg you got to make sure to single crochet, and then you are going to lift up the leg so that you get all of those. Okay? Alright, so then lift up the leg, and then you are going to go into the slip stitch, and then now again in the front of the next single crochet, this yarn is being a little finicky today, and then in the back of the slip stitch, okay, and then in the front and the back slip stitch, okay, and then come on. Sometimes the yarn doesn't want to work with you. Alright, and then now the legs will point down for you and curl, so that's how you know you did it right. So now you're going to do 3 rows around of the 24 single crochets, and that's going to build the body of the spider. Alright, so that was 1 row around, 2 more rows. All right, one more row. Okay, so there is our body and our front. So now for the next row, we are going to do 2 single crochets and a decrease times 6 to give us 18 stitches. So 1, 2, and then an invisible decrease going through the 2 front loops of the next 2 stitches. Okay, and then the next row we are going to do 1 single crochet and then a decrease times 6 to give us 12 stitches. Okay, and then after we're done with that row, we are going to add our eyes. So you're going to find your front, and depending on what size yarn you used, this is 6-weight yarn, so these are 12mm eyes, and then these are 6mm eyes. This is a 4-weight yarn, so I'm using way smaller eyes. I decided I wanted to use these cutesy little eyes here. So let's, about 2 rows from the top, we're going to pop these guys in, and you want to leave about 3 stitches between, so put them right at the front of the legs. That looks cute. So we're going to fasten our eyes in place. Once we have them where we like them, the pull, please. Okay, and then I'm taking some really tiny eyes to add to the side to give it that illusion of multiple eyes staring at you. So just like the top to the side usually works. Okay, there we go. And then one more. And then after this part, you're going to stuff your little spider. So get your polyfill or your extra little scraps. And you're going to stuff them. Since I'm using the 4-weight yarn to show you the difference in sizes, you don't need much polyfill. Okay. Now for the last row, we are going to decrease times 6. And that'll be our last row. Okay, and at this point, cut maybe about 12 inches of yarn. You're going to pull it through. If you need any more stuffing, you can add it here, but I think we are good. And get your needle and thread. You're going to weave your top hole closed. And then pull tight and it'll cinch close. And then what I like to do with some of these is you can insert your hook again and then pull up a loop. And then for the rest of it, you can just chain the rest of your string and it'll create a hanging illusion. Like your spider is hanging from a string. There you go. So this is our tiny little spider. He is so cute. His little legs curl up. And so this is the difference. So the green one was done with a 5-weight yarn, Posh. This is a 4-weight yarn acrylic. And then this one was done with a 6-weight blanket yarn. So there is your different sizes. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe for more tutorials to come. And please post your videos of your makes of your cute spiders in the community tab. I would love to see them. Thank you guys, and please stay crafty. Love ya. Bye.